Hi, Roy here. On my channel, Roy Reads Anything. I'm going to talk about June on the Range, the reading event for this month, initiated by Michael K. Vaughan with a whole bunch of fabulous co-hosts that I'll link to. And I'm pretty late jumping on this wagon train because it's already the 20th of June. Hadn't thought I'd be able to fit June on the Range in with one thing or another, but you know how it is. One day I just fancied reading a Western, and now having done that, I thought, well, there's only, I could read 3 more Westerns, which I'd like to do. Then I would have done the advanced prompts. So, yes. So basically, June on the Range, let's read Westerns. Simple version is read a Western, which I've done. The more advanced settings involve reading a couple of famous authors, one of whom is Zan Gray. So I've sent off for a Zan Gray book. Here is Western Union by Zan Gray, an old Hodder and Stoughton yellow sleeve. So basically these H&S yellow sleeved books were like your sign of fun pulpy adventure reading back in the day, and it's got some slightly hyperbolic blurb. Western Union. Anyone who has ever read a book has read one or more of Zan Gray's prolific output.
Really?
Well,
and nobody told me. I wonder which one I read.
Might have been true then. I was wondering, maybe they used to insert Zan Gray into other books. So you'd be reading
a line here, a line there.
Yeah.
You'd have read the whole book.
You'd be reading Middlemarch. Are they going on a cattle drive? Seems legit. Anyway, yes. So everyone's read them. Fantastic. In our mind, there is no doubt of the public acceptance of a picture carrying this great author's name, because it's a film tie-in edition. The 20th Century Fox film featuring Robert Young, Randolph Scott, Dean Jagger, and Virginia Gilmore. I know, yes, yeah. Should watch it, really. Western Union is Zan Gray's greatest novel.
Of course it is.
Now brought to the screen as a thrill-packed drama, it tops everything his inspired pen created during a long and illustrious career. Western Union, which has been called his greatest story, in case you forgot that from the previous paragraph.
Oh, by the way,
has just been brought.
Did you know? Western Union's been called his greatest story. Carry on.
Of all the ones you've accidentally read already. Brought to the screen by 20th Century Fox in vivid Technicolor.
Woohoo!
With all its adventure, action and excitement intact. Stuff about a supporting troop of thousands as well.
Oh, wow.
See the film, it says. Also, this book tells the thrilling story of the building of the first transcontinental telegraph line. Pioneers of telegraphy in 1861. Western Union in 1941 still leads the way and is now the largest single telegraph and cable organisation in the world. More hyperbole. So, yes, that sounds fun. I actually quite like the idea of it being about, the telegraph lines being laid. It makes a change from the sort of range wars and things like that. So Western Union.
I bet it hasn't got any random sex in it. Like
probably it won't be an adult Western in the same way. Still with Zan Gray though, I took the opportunity to get one of these. So this is another Zan Gray novel, Forlorn River, and it's an armed services edition. So these came out in the 1940s. As it says, overseas editions for the armed forces, distributed by the Special Services Division for the Army, Bureau of Naval Personnel for the Navy, US government property, not for sale. So it's a complete novel. Somewhere says that it is intended for exclusive distribution to members of the American Armed Forces and is not to be resold or made available to civilians. Well, that ship has sailed, obviously, but yeah, here it is. I've seen the pictures of these. Didn't realise it was pretty tiny. But it did occur to me the portability could be so it would fit into army attire. So here is an American army coat, and yeah, look at that, an absolutely perfect fit. Forlorn River.
Printed on Bible paper?
No, regular book. I think by making it landscape, they've got 2 pages per page. So, then, not actually by Zan Gray, but has his name on it. Zan Gray Western Award Stories. So I got this because it's a Dell map book, and I love Dell map books. So this was a series of paperbacks, which, as well as having a cool logo with a keyhole, every Dell has a map on the back, a map related to the story. So it could be a map of a city or a country or a house, or just one room in a house, say for a whodunit, so you can figure out, you know, where the murder happened. So what they've done with this one on the map is on the map back. So basically, there was a Zan Gray Western magazine, and these are stories taken from that, 9 stories, and they've got a map of America showing you the locations of the stories. Clever, huh? So I can tell you that there is not a story set in Idaho, but there is going to be one in this the top left state. One in the down the bottom state, one in the really totally down the bottom state.
Your knowledge of
couple of middle ones, big state in the middle there, and then another one up the top somewhere. So yeah, looking forward to some a geography lesson and a western in one book. Except it smells appallingly of perfume, which is strange. So the other famous author we're pointed towards is the fabulous Louis L'Amour, and I've got a whole box of Louis L'Amour books with virtually his entire output in it, but it's very difficult to get to, but I managed to reach in and grab a slack handful. So the choice I then had was Kill Kenny, and it's Kill Kenny, not Kill Kenny.
Oh, right, Kill Kenny.
Let's Kill Kenny, yes. Well, yeah. I think he often would take a place name and make it the name of like the hero of the book, as in Galloway, for instance, that I did buy in the Galloway Forest, but it's about a bloke called Galloway. Or The Man from Broken Hills, but I've actually started and have been really caught up in Under the Sweetwater Rim. So what's happening here? There's a part of a wagon train's been massacred, but one of the wagons has gone missing, and it turns out that it's like renegades. It's not Indians who've done it. There's a renegade gang of outlaws who make it so that Indians get the blame. And there's an army major, and his daughter was in the missing bit, and there's some kind of sketchy guy who's with them. Is he good? Is he bad? Then it turns out there was like a load of money in the wagon train. So there's piles of page-turning Jeopardy things happening. So looking forward to that. Then the idea is to read a couple more. So the one I've already read by Dirk Hawkman, Vulture Wings.
Hawkman.
I didn't check his birth certificate, but it could be a pseudonym. But
no, really?
Ollie had reviewed this on his channel. I thought it sounded cool, had a great name, great title. So I got it from the library, because good thing to support the library and everything. It was originally a Black Horse Western, which I've talked about before. But then part of the ecology of Westerns is that a lot of them then get printed in this large print format by Linford, who I'd have to say they didn't really bust a gut with the cover, but yeah, anyway, read this, great. Vulture Wings by Dirk Hawkman. So darker than a lot of Black Horses, considering they're black. So there's the sort of aging bounty hunter guy, retired bounty hunter guy is his kids have been kidnapped, 2 boys, and they're with these kind of crazy outlaws who are both incompetent and slightly mad, but also for one of them the whole outlaw thing's getting quite seductive. So it's partly the pursuit and rescue stuff, but also like what's happening morally. You know, they're participating in raids and stuff like that. How's that going to end up? And then why is all this happening anyway? You know, why kidnap the children of an old guy who hasn't got loads of money or anything? So Dirk Hawkman delivers lots of twists, lots of surprises. Story drives along, and yeah, good. I'll read more of his. So that was Vulture Wings, and then also on Kindle I've got Guns of the Wasteland, which I picked up. Unusually for me, it was a Facebook advert, and normally I disavow those because I've learned to my cost that it's a bit like buying stuff when you're drunk. Is there's something about if you're scrolling and something pops up and it's like, yes, I really do need, you know, a sort of a pair of chainsaw scissors or whatever.
Yes, but we really do need a pair of chainsaws.
Maybe. I've often regretted Facebook advert purchases, but a set of 4 Western books by Leverett, which apparently are a retelling of the Arthurian legends in the West. I just thought, I'll take that, and I've started it, and as fantastic. Yeah, really good, really, again, surprising. It's not the standard thing. It's really well written. Haven't really read enough to give you guys any kind of sense of where it's going. There's multiple plot lines following different groups of characters. Some of the chapter titles coming up are really intriguing. So, yeah, Leverett Butt's Guns of the Wasteland.
I might even give that one a go myself.
Yeah, well, it's there on the Kindle. There on the Kindle. So, there we have it. As a civilian, I'm doing my civilian reading of... I seem to have lost it already.
What have you lost?
That's why they won't give you them. Oh, yes. Oh, dear.
You daft diaper.
Yes.
Honestly.
My
Yeah.
unauthorised civilian reading of Forlorn River. Just coming back to these armed services editions. I mean, obviously some people would collect them. They look really good. But they were getting a pretty good diet of stuff. You got some poetry, Rupert Brooke. You got a John Steinbeck, H. Rider Haggard, John O'Hara, loads of writers I haven't heard of. And I guess like Classics Illustrated comics as well, they were getting these as a freebie out in various theatres of war. So it's a bit fragile. It seems to be held together by one staple as well. So I might read this in another format. June on the Range, it's happening.
First, just want to check, none of these authors was a postman in Leicestershire.
No, that's J.T. Edson.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Who would be a good choice.
Yeah. Yes, the other thing I wanted to say was happy summer solstice, everybody.
Yep, it is the 20th.
In this hemisphere. Happy winter solstice, everybody in the southern hemisphere. Your day's going to get longer from now, your nights. Hey.
You might be getting a midsummer video, so
what?
Wait and see.
But yeah, lovely. We'll be celebrating it tonight, and we're going to watch Midsummer Night's Dream.
We are, yes.
On the telly.
Good, right. So, apart from that, back soon with something else?
Nobody was a postman from Leicestershire.
No, not really. Shakespeare might have been.